imagine a world where the biggest pop stars on the planet aren't just entertainers, they're warriors, fighting demons between sold-out stadium shows, where catchy hooks and synchronized choreography are actually weapons against supernatural evil, where the screams of adoring fans create a mystical barrier protecting humanity itself. This is the world of K-pop demon hunters, the 2025 animated phenomenon that became Netflix's most watched original film of all time. But beneath the dazzling animation and infectious pop songs lies something deeper, a rich tapestry of Korean folklore, shamanism, and mythology that stretches back thousands of years. Today, we're exploring the real-world spirits and traditions that inspired Gwi-Ma and the supernatural world of the film, then diving into the movie's own mythology and story. This is where ancient Korean folklore meets modern pop culture in the most unexpected way. To understand Gwi-Ma, the demon king at the heart of K-pop demon hunters, we need to understand the rich spiritual landscape of Korean mythology. Korean shamanism, known as muism or musak, has been the cornerstone of Korean spiritual life for thousands of years. At its center is the belief in Hano Lim or Hwanin, meaning source of all being, the supreme god from which all other spirits and deities descend. But Korea's spiritual world is populated by countless other beings. Mountain gods called Sansan are typically depicted as men with white beards and blue gowns, accompanied by tigers. Water deities called Yang are dragons that live in rivers, springs, and the sea, ruled by the Dragon King. Then there are the tricksters and troublemakers. Dokkaebi, Korean goblins, are mischievous supernatural beings that can both harm and help people. They're formed by the possession of inanimate objects, especially those tainted with human blood, and emerge in showers of rain and blue flames, portrayed as awe-inspiring and ferocious with horns. The kumiho, or nine-tailed fox spirit, is capable of shape-shifting into a beautiful woman, seductive but deadly. According to legend, the kumiho can transform into a beautiful woman and seduce men to eat their livers or hearts. But in some stories, the kumiho is portrayed sympathetically as a creature striving to become human. These spirits weren't just folklore, they were real to the Korean people, woven into daily life through rituals and beliefs. Central to Korean shamanism is the Mudang, the shaman. Mudang are divided into regional subtypes, the largest being the Mansin or Kangsinmu, whose rituals involve them being personally possessed by deities or ancestral spirits. Historically, shamanism has been a predominantly female practice, with most shamans being women, contrasting sharply with the male-dominated Confucian society that later emerged in Korea. These ceremonies, called gut, are used for healing, house protection, or warding off misfortune. The gut may have had entertainment value when there were few other outlets involving music dance, and offerings. The Mudang served as intermediaries between the spirit world and humanity, wielding power through ritual, music, and dance to appease spirits and protect their communities. Sound familiar? This is the spiritual foundation that K-pop Demon Hunters builds upon warriors who use performance and music as weapons against supernatural threats. But not all spirits could be appeased. Some were vengeful, dangerous, and hungry for human souls. The most terrifying spirits in Korean folklore are the Gwisin, restless ghosts of the dead. Gwisin originated from traditional Korean shamanism, founded on the belief that the dead must undergo dignified passage to paradise. Indignity or trauma sends them back as avenging ghosts. When an individual dies, but still has ties to the world of the living, such as in the case of revenge or caring for a loved one, their spirit remains on earth to complete the task before going on to the underworld. Folklore says that Gwisin ghosts are usually transparent, legless, and float in midair. Female Gwisin are known as Chinyeo Gwisin and usually have white hanbok worn for funerals, with long, drooping black hair, and sometimes they are faceless. Strong emotions at the time of death and an unfulfilled goal during life are the two basic conditions for the spirit of the deceased to become a Gwisin. The most famous type is the Chinyeo Gwisin, the virgin ghost. A girl who died unmarried had not fulfilled her feminine destiny according to Confucian views, and left this world with a sense of unfinished business. Full of han, a Korean word for a complex emotion made up of anger, resentment, and regret. Mulgwishin, or water ghosts, are the souls of those who met a watery end, often under tragic or violent circumstances, tethered to the place of their demise, haunting rivers, lakes, and seas. To keep Gwisin at bay, Koreans employed shamanistic rituals in which Mudang acted as go-betweens between worlds, offering food, music, and prayers to appease spirits. These vengeful spirits, hungry for completion or revenge, provide the spiritual DNA for the demons in K-pop Demon Hunters, beings that feed on human souls, and can only be fought by those with spiritual power channeled through ritual performance. But there's one more piece of Korean folklore crucial to understanding the film: the Jeoseung Saja. The Jeoseung Saja, or Korean Grim Reaper, plays a crucial role in myths related to death and the afterlife. Unlike the Western Grim Reaper, who is often depicted as terrifying and merciless, the Jeoseung Saja is seen more as a neutral figure, one who simply guides souls to the afterlife rather than punishing them. Korean Grim Reapers are more like government officials than cold angels of death. They can be bargained with, will often consider the circumstances of the deceased, accept bribes, and sometimes help resolve problems with other spirits. Often, Jeoseung Saja work in groups of 3. In Korean folklore, Jeoseung Saja are Grim Reaper figures who escort the souls of the dead to the afterlife. Typical depictions show them wearing a black hanbok and a gat, a wide-brimmed hat. Now keep this image in mind. Figures in black, escorting souls to the afterlife, working in groups. Because in K-pop Demon Hunters, the rival demon boy band isn't just called the Saja Boys by accident. K-pop Demon Hunters is a 2025 American animated musical urban fantasy film directed by Maggie Kang and Chris Appelhans, produced by Sony Pictures Animation for Netflix. Released in June 2025, it became Netflix's most-watched original film with 325 million views. The film K-pop Demon Hunters isn't just entertainment. It's built on a foundation of Korean spiritual concepts reimagined for a modern audience. The Honmoon, literally meaning soul gate in Korean, is the mystical energy barrier at the center of the K-pop Demon Hunters universe, representing the connection between the human and supernatural worlds. Created by positive emotions and strengthened through music, it forms a protective barrier against demonic forces. This concept draws directly from Korean shamanic beliefs, the idea that spiritual barriers protect humanity, maintained through ritual, music, and collective energy. In traditional shamanism, the Mudang's gut ceremonies created protective spiritual energy. In K-pop Demon Hunters, K-pop performances serve the same function. Our music ignites the soul and brings people together, explains Selene, a former demon hunter in the film. The genuine connections formed between performers and fans generate Honmoon energy, keeping demons at bay. The film opens with the legend of the hunters. For centuries, the demon king Gwi-Ma has sent his minions up to Earth to steal the souls from humans. The hunters would emerge, using the power of their voices to fight demons and create the Honmoon, a shield that protects the world from the presence of demons. Every generation, a new trio of women is chosen to become hunters and maintain the Honmoon. Action Girl. Every hunter seen throughout the film is female, echoing the historically female-dominated practice of Korean shamanism. The film shows us glimpses of past hunter groups throughout history. The earliest hunters we see created the Honmoon and founded an order of demon hunters that would persevere over 400 years later. They fought demons where everyone could see, but as their legacy continued to strengthen, the Honmoon and demons appeared less frequently. Their exploits became ghost stories rather than historical fact. The most recent previous group was the Sunlight Sisters, which included Selene, Rumi's mother, and a third unnamed member. Led by Selene, the hunters have always been 3 women who form a musical trio while moonlighting as demon hunters. Selene's goal is for the hunters to create the Golden Honmoon, which would permanently keep Gwi-Ma and his forces away from humans. This multi-generational battle between spiritual warriors and demons mirrors Korean folklore's ongoing struggle between Mudang and malevolent spirits, a cycle that never truly ends, only transforms with each new generation. In the present, the latest hunters are a K-pop group called Huntrix, made up of lead vocalist Rumi, rebellious Mira, and cheerful rapper Zoe. Rumi is the lead vocalist, and her late mother was a member of the Sunshine Sisters, so Celine raised her like a daughter. But Rumi carries a secret that connects her directly to the demon world. She's part demon on her father's side. This detail is crucial. In Korean folklore, beings that exist between worlds, neither fully human nor fully spirit, often possess unique powers. Rumi's demonic blood gives her unique abilities to manipulate the Honmoon, but it also makes her a target for both demons who see her as a traitor and humans who might fear her true nature. Mira is the black sheep of her family and most rebellious of the trio. Zoe is the group's rapper and also the sweetest member. Together, they balance global superstardom with their secret mission, using the power of their voices to fight demons while singing their hit songs. Huntrix is a global pop icon known for its synchronized choreography and high production stage, shows characteristic of major K-pop acts. Off stage, the group's members fight supernatural forces that threaten humanity. Their weapons are glowing, spiritually powered pink blades, but their real power lies in their music and the Honmoon energy it generates from their fans. Enter the villains, the Saja Boys. The demon King Gwi-Ma wants the souls of humans, but his demon's efforts are always thwarted by Huntrix. A demon named Jinu comes up with the idea to have himself, and 4 other demons pose as a boy band in an effort to target their fans and destroy the Honmoon, which would allow Gwi-Ma access to countless souls. The name Saja Boys is brilliant. The Korean word Saja can mean lion, and their logo includes lion imagery. However, in Korean folklore, Jeoseung Saja are grim reaper figures who escort the souls of the dead to the afterlife, typically depicted wearing a black hanbok and a gat, just like the Saja Boys in their demon forms. They're literally death itself, disguised as irresistible pop stars, using the very tools that create the Honmoon, music and fan devotion, to destroy it from within. The Saja Boys become more popular, with their fans' souls being consumed by Gwi-Ma. This twist on K-pop culture is wickedly clever. In real life, K-pop creates genuine emotional connections. In the film, those connections become literal soul bonds that can either protect or destroy humanity, depending on who's performing. Jinu, the leader of the Saja Boys, becomes the story's most complex character. He sold his soul to Gwi-Ma for a beautiful voice to save his mother and sister from poverty. But the situation worsened after he was taken to the demon realm, and they were left destitute. He wants to erase his memories because he feels guilty about what he did. The film builds to a climactic confrontation at the Idol Awards ceremony, when Rumi is tricked into performing and shows her demon marks on stage, Mira and Zoe, who were replaced by demons, are horrified that Rumi never told them about this or Jinu. Gwi-Ma hypnotizes the audience, Zoe and Mira, forcing them to attend the Saja Boys' performance. Rumi, devastated and alone, contemplates giving up. But in true K-pop fashion, and in true shamanic tradition, she finds her power not in hiding who she is, but in embracing it fully. Rumi stops the Saja Boys' performance by debuting a new song, leaving Zoe and Mira capable of fighting back. Jinu then sacrifices himself so Rumi can be safe, and Huntrix defeats the Saja Boys and Gwi-Ma. Jinu steps in front of her, taking the hit and telling Rumi that she has set him free with her love. He gives her his restored soul, which helps empower Rumi. Huntrix proceeds to continue their song, destroy the other 4 Saja Boys, and Rumi delivers the final blow to Gwi-Ma, vanquishing the demon king back to the underworld and restoring the Honmoon. This isn't just a happy ending, it's a spiritual one. Jinu's sacrifice and restoration mirrors Korean beliefs about redemption and the proper passage of souls to the afterlife. The Mudang's role was never just to fight spirits, but to help troubled souls find peace. So what makes K-pop, Demon Hunters, resonate so deeply? At its heart, the film is doing exactly what Korean shamanism has always done, using performance, music, and spiritual power to protect communities from malevolent forces. The Mudang becomes the K-pop idol. The gut ceremony becomes the stadium concert. The protective spiritual energy becomes the Honmoon. But the core concept remains: that collective human emotion, channeled through ritual performance, has power. The film also honors Korean mythology by showing that these spirits, the Gwisin, the dokkaebi, the Jeoseung Saja, aren't just monsters. They're complex beings with their own stories, their own pain, their own potential for redemption. Jinu begins as a demon, but ends as a hero, his soul restored through love and sacrifice. Within South Korea, the film has taken the country by storm, embraced by businesses and governments due to its broad appeal, with renewed interest in the country's history and heritage. Young Korean Americans are discovering their cultural roots through a movie about demon hunting pop stars. That's the power of storytelling that respects its source material. Korean shamanism, folklore, and mythology have survived for thousands of years because they speak to fundamental human experiences, the battle between good and evil, the power of community, the importance of honoring the past while protecting the future. K-pop Demon Hunters takes these ancient concepts and makes them accessible to a global audience, proving that traditional stories can thrive in modern contexts. The Honmoon still stands, the hunters still sing, and somewhere, ancient Mudang are probably smiling, knowing their traditions live on in the most unexpected way through animated K-pop idols fighting demons with the power of music.